The way you look at it, there's always a daily news story about, well, the former royals known as Prince Harry and the cable TV actress Meghan Markle. But seemingly none of them are ever kind, are they? Or indeed, shall we say, well, on a positive side. According to a very good source, Meghan Markle recently asked a very good colleague why she was disliked, I've changed the word by the way, so much, particularly in the media. But when you think about it, she's her own way of telling me. But as a lot of people have claimed that she is a narcissist, it's very difficult, isn't it? Because perhaps she's simply not seeing the truth, whichever way you look at it. Of course, all the stories surrounding Meghan and Harry keep them in the spotlight. But as ever, it's the stories that don't get picked up that we like to highlight here on this channel so that you can find out the truth behind the headline. And as ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company, and whatever you're doing, keep safe today, keep warm, all that sort of stuff. As I told you, we're getting a little bit colder over here. By the way, in this particular area of London where we are, I'm a little bit nervous because there's quite a few squirrels. That's right. And what I'm worried about is if the squirrel runs up your trouser leg. Somebody told me that, yes. Could be tricky, couldn't it, getting it down? And they're so tame, because it's in the centre of London, that they're not frightened at all, I was talking to one guy recently here, and he said that he was sat looking at his phone, eating his sandwich, and a squirrel, this is true, got next to him and unwrapped the tin foil and was helping himself to his sandwiches. Couldn't make this stuff up, could you? So if I jump quickly, you'll know that there's a squirrel approaching. I know. Like the day of the Triffids, isn't it? Back as ever to your breaking roll story of the day. This really all centres upon the fact that, as we now know, Harry and Meghan have got this, dream of picking up endless awards to keep themselves relevant. And we know that there's a Ripple of Hope award coming up. There was the Kindness Nod with Hello magazine, but there was a big one last month, which was supposedly going to be this huge event, the GQ Man of the Year Awards, the GQ Awards. Used to be a big event in the 90s. Not so much now, the GQ magazine I'm sure does well, I think, on the website, but we get it given free in our studios. Nobody ever takes it. It's one of those very thick glosses full of ads and a few features. You get the picture. It's published by Condé Nast, which of course she has a chum in the editor of Vogue, Edward Enninful. But seemingly it was Meghan's, shall we say, on-course plot to receive yet another humanitarian award at the GQ Awards, which was held earlier this week. Then they were held, no Meghan, no award, no sight. What was the true story? So we put a call into GQ magazine, who were a little bit, shall we say, nervous, let's be kind, to reveal the background to this particular story. Their version of story now has simply changed because they're claiming that it was never fully confirmed and that the tabloid media ran away with it. Odd, came out as a press release, so I'm not quite sure how anybody ran away with it. According to another good source, and as ever we have to say allegedly, the reason why the whole deal fell down was simply the fact that it would have been too expensive to bring over Miss Markle. We're talking about first-class flights, hotels, clothes, makeup artists, lots and lots of bills when you think you're an A-list superstar, as one can imagine. If you look at the list of winners, it is a bit of a list of non-entities, and I mean that in the kindest way. They're not A-list names. So, of course, once again, mystery surrounds as to whether Meghan outpriced herself for the award, or did indeed GQ use her for the award PR. I would personally think that it's on the latter, simply because if they were using her for the award, how come that very litigious team that worked for Harry and Meghan simply didn't jump on this bandwagon? Or was it much favourable PR that was required at that time? Either way, GQ have very quickly tried to squash the story. And let's not forget that Prince Harry spoke at the event via satellite this time last year, so he had some kind of close relationship. But as it seems for now at least, Meghan, GQ, etc., that phrase goes, looks like they've been markled. Maybe next year Meghan could find the time, if she can find that low-cost budget airline, to zip over here and no doubt pick up another much-needed award. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.